they're just going through the circle of life. But
No.
we have the power to say, damn, we could continue the circle of life in a better, much more improved way.
Yeah. Shout out Saints. This is the life that I chose. All of my diamonds are froze.
All right, y'all. It's your boy Camo the Connect, back with another episode of the ExZentric Podcast. Special episode. Got my boy Drue da Vinci on here.
Yes,
If you've been listening for a while, we had a podcast before, but we back at it, and
back at it again.
My boy back, right? Rapper / intellect / everything, polymath, everything.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, bro. So let me ask you. Let me just start off asking, how 2021 been treating you so far?
Man, 2021, jumping into it was kind of awkward, but shit, it's been good so far. I can't even lie to you. It's been good. A lot of ups, a few stumbles along the way, but steady growth.
For sure.
I like it.
Hey, that's all that matters, bro. So, all right. So let me ask you a little bit about 2020. Like, what was one of the biggest lessons you learned in 2020, or what's your biggest takeaway from 2020 that you took into 2021?
Well, I'm pretty sure, what I'm saying, we already talked about it, but 2020, first quarter, I got locked up. So I was there literally the whole 2020 up until December. So the biggest takeaway for me would have been to just always be grateful, because it's always people. I'm not going to say it's always people that have less, but it's always people that's happy with less than what you have. So, you just got to love yours and do the best with what you got always, and never get discouraged by whatever situation you may be in or may fall into, because there's always a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, sir. All right. So let me ask you a little bit about that. What you going in and everything, what was your expectations, and did your experience meet the expectations or what?
I would say it's definitely completely different than how I thought it would be. As far as the people you're there with, so other what they call them. I read the new Jim Crow when I was in there. You're supposed to call people displaced individuals, like homeless people, or people or whatever situation. So displaced individuals, it's a sense of camaraderie, and even we talked about that amongst some of the intellects in there. It's a lot of people in there that you would not even know, graduated from school, had banking jobs, had tech jobs, had, what I'm saying, own businesses, and they move like that too. So it was a high sense of camaraderie, especially amongst the Black people, do what you got to do to make it, to get out of here and to thrive after this.
Yeah, for sure. All right. So let me ask you a little bit in terms of do you feel all right, actually, let me ask this. So I remember one time you had tweeted something about trauma bonding, in terms of I wanted to ask you I forgot what you had tweeted, but it was something about trauma bonding and something. So I wanted to ask you do you feel that helped you form relationships while you was in there and everything, or what? What was the biggest thing that helped you form relationships and everything, and made your time easier? I mean, or easier to accept,
It was just really, it came from just being myself, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I know that sounds mad cliche, but people when you always give what you have to offer, and when when you're self-aware, it just becomes second nature for people to gravitate around that,
Okay.
So, and then it's at the same time of it being a business and a system and an institution, it's I don't want to use the word family, because that brings up trauma bonding, like you said, but you really go through the shit with people of your same stature, same caliber. Maybe he might be from Miami, you might be from Atlanta, somebody might be from DC, Baltimore, but you all have the same interests and you all are here for the same reason and you have no choice but to feel like it was for a purpose.
Yeah. And yeah, y'all both experiencing the same thing. So I definitely see how that comes into part. So like, do you feel like it does help rehabilitate, or do you feel like it's more like it I mean, because the big thing, with people going on is like, abolish the prison system, things like that. And like so do you feel like it does help rehabilitate, or do you feel like it's more like, based on just how your experience, like, do you think it's on like a individual basis type stuff?
Definitely on an individual basis. Like, you're gonna learn what you get from it. Not blaming anyone for, anything that happened, any trauma they received because of it. But people that people that really make it, like, afterwards, like they do good, they kind of become galvanized by what happened to them. And there are others that fall by the wayside, So as a whole, hell no. Like, rehabilitation, it's not gonna do that. But you can take your time in there, like, away from the phone, away from society, like away from all the things that distracted you before, and you can really focus in on your true purpose.
Yeah.
So
you can like look inward and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So kind of switching gears a little bit. So like, what are some of the things like you feel like you gained in terms of like, did you get more in touch with like your spirituality? Do you feel like you left like more enlightened, like along those lines?
I'm a pretty optimistic person. I'm not even gonna lie.
Okay.
But I definitely came out of it spiritually better. Like, it's a lot of different religions in there, from Christianity, to Islam, like things, and Judaism, like it's a lot of Jews, like, and different, like Native Americans, like it's people from literally all over the world.
Everywhere,
you kind of get a taste of like everybody's spirituality, but no, definitely grew in that way physically, like working out, got to work out. I don't want to sound institutionalized, but
I feel
and then just continuously read books, like kind of got back to my childhood, because when you were a kid, like it seemed like you read books incessantly, like well, for me, I know you have read a lot of books too, so it's just like book after book. Like, I'll finish a book I like in one day. Like, I'd be like, damn,
I feel like it's like, you just got so much time. It's like, I might as well like let me gain some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, especially, but even just reading, like, you know what I'm saying, if you find a good book, it ain't hard to finish a book. You know what I'm saying? If it interests you and stuff.
Not at all. It's not, with no distractions.
All right, so let me ask, like, so what's give me your top 3 books. It don't even got to be like, I mean, just give me your top 3 books, or like, the ones that you feel like resonate with you the most, at least.
Number 1, no question, Autobiography of Malcolm X. Like, that's like, I got that book as a present when I was 16 years old. I actually asked for it, and then like it just gave me a lot of answers. I read about Muhammad Ali first, and that led me to read about Malcolm X himself, and just like literally like the same rebirth that it takes, to kind of become who you are. He was true to it. Second book is called Medical Apartheid by Harriet Washington.
Okay.
I try and mention this book to any Black person that asks for book recommendations, because it's so deep on so many levels, from the inception of like slavery, how we came in from the slave ships and how those diseases started, to like eugenics and how those play a role into today, and all the way up to like the Tuskegee with the syphilis and all of that stuff. And it really relates to COVID right now. Like, honestly, like, it's some big innuendos from the past. They say if you don't learn history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Facts.
So this is definitely this.
When was it written?
Shit,
I
know
she revised. It's just an old book.
It's not old. I know she her first edition was like, I think it was like in the early 2000s, and then now she revised it 2014, 16.
Okay.
Something like that. And then number 3, the 4 Agreements. Like, a lot of people don't fuck with the self-help shit, but like that's one of those things that's like basic principles for life that will just guide you and really keep you at peace. So that's my 3 for real.
You ever read the Alchemist?
I have The Alchemist right now on my list. It's actually on the right
Yeah,
now.
you definitely would fuck with it, bro. Because it's like it definitely talks about like finding your purpose and like just like all the obstacles you're gonna face in terms of finding your purpose and everything. So I mean that's the book that I always recommend to people for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right,
Definitely.
so let's switch gears a little bit. Just talking about like just the Black community in general in terms of. All right, so actually let me talk about Atlanta first. So like.
Yeah.
Atlanta kind of wild right now with stuff. So like, like what is so like in terms of like just violence and folks getting locked up and everything. So I want to ask you like what you think is like the cause of that right now? Like just in your opinion.
If you're gonna ask about Atlanta specifically,
Yeah, we gonna focus on Atlanta first. And then we're gonna talk about, bigger scope.
I had several conversations about this because as we discussed before, I was absent 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So I had kind of like a third person view of what was going on. And my assessment, like based on what I've seen, and I can only speak from personal experience, is that so many people are coming here from different places.
Yeah.
And like, especially up north, like I feel like speaking on violence, the gun laws are different up north. So now the freedom that comes with being down here in states like Georgia and Texas, the freedom kind of breeds more violence somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just Atlanta specifically, like, and it's Black Hollywood, so I can't stop nobody from moving here. But at the same time, I feel like that's just the truth about it. The same way that it was inevitable in Katrina, like that was so necessary for those people to get to Atlanta and Houston, but the amount of transplants that just caused so much conflict, like
that's facts. Yeah, I mean, I definitely also think like I think it's also something to do with the music scene and everything too, for sure. I mean, like that. I mean, that's in the bigger. That's just within the Black community in general. But I mean, I also just feel like since Atlanta is like a Black Hollywood, it's got all the rappers and stuff. Like, I feel like so many dudes trying to get to live their life like rappers, and you know what I'm saying? Like even these rappers might rap about like, killing and violence and stuff, but it's like they don't do that no more. But it's like, the more susceptible, like, younger dudes and stuff, because like, especially like in Atlanta and stuff, it's like dudes below the age of 20. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like it's a whole bunch of like people above 20 and stuff. It's like it's young dudes, like, you know what I'm saying, that's like crashing out and stuff. And I really feel like it's just like, especially just like the murder raps and just trying to live that lifestyle, like folks doing anything they can to like try and achieve that lifestyle and stuff. And it's like it's definitely taking a toll on like the youth and stuff. Like even when I go back home and stuff, like I'd be up in DC, up around DC most of the time, but it's like going back home, it's like I don't be trying to be outside as much, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, because it's just like you won't never know, bro. It's like folks be shooting up clubs and stuff like that. It's like, man, like, do I even want to go outside? You know what I'm saying? But I also do feel like, you were talking about transplants and stuff. It's like, I definitely feel like it's a whole bunch of, dudes coming down here and wilding out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I definitely feel like that's one of the biggest things. And like, me and you were talking about this on Instagram one time. It's just like, it's so many dudes that like want to live like that it's like they don't want to mess with the other side, like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, just being the smart dude, or like, just being the regular dude, if anything, like, you know what I'm saying. It's like, so I kind of want to ask you, like, what do you feel like, what are some of the things that we can do to, and this is just talking not just Atlanta, I'm just talking about in general now, like in the Black community, like what are some of the things that you feel like we could do to like make sure that like dudes do, like, not one, I mean, like, you can listen to the music and stuff, but it's like, how do you what do you think we can do to like separate the art from the lifestyle?
I think number one, you got to lead by example.
For sure.
I take a big example, like 21 Savage, like everybody know, you know what I'm saying, he's about that life, like it's no question, street cred, like, but at the same time though, you see his growth from
exactly
to now, like he's the definition of leading by example, like showing people that there's more than one way, like you don't have to do this, and it's cool to do these things. Like, I don't know about like something I've been noticing lately, especially with social media, like the shit that used to be like we used to clown niggas for, or niggas used to clown people for, it's not like just like playing instruments. Like people used to clown band geeks or whatever, but now you get on Instagram with a trumpet or a saxophone.
Yeah, they
like,
love you. They love you.
Most liked.
Yeah.
Anime is another example. Like cosplay, like so many people like are now getting into anime and cosplay. It's cool now. You could talk about these things, like, and that can be a part of your. You don't have to just be this, you know what I'm saying, one-dimensional person. You can have sides to you.
But and yeah, like, you know, going off that, it's like, you know, a lot of these dudes, like, you know, products of their environment and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's like it is dudes like who can and have made it out, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, or like just going on to live like regular lives and stuff. So it's like, it's just kind of, you just wonder, like, you know, what was it about, like, you know, these people that made them go the path, I mean, go this one path, and then the other ones, like, you know, that went the other path and stuff. And like that, I mean, I guess that's one of the biggest, like, you know, I can't think of the word, paradox or whatever, like facing the Black community and stuff. It's like, you know, like what can we do to make sure, like, say you're going down two roads, you know what I'm saying? What makes some dudes do the road less traveled and stuff, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I guess that's one of the biggest questions. And like you said, like leading by example is one of them. And just like, I think also just like, you know, you was talking about anime and stuff, like you just got to expose people to this stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? It showed them that like, it's cool, like it can be cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or it's like, or okay, I'm a Black dude who likes anime or something. I'm not no, that doesn't make me no weirdo or like, you know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like these things have that type of like connotation with them. They're like, nah, bro, that weird, that shit weird, bro. Like, nah, I'm straight off that and stuff. It's like, and it ain't gotta be like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I ain't no street nigga and stuff, but it's like, I've definitely done seen some stuff and everything, but it's like, you know, I've always known like, all right, this is my path. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to go this way. And it's like, you know, can't nobody tell me I'm lame or nothing. Like, I mean, and obviously that's like, you know, that's subjective and everything, but it's like, I just feel like it's definitely ways to like still be cool and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying, and be regular in terms of like living like a regular life, like being a law-abiding citizen, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, but going back to what I said, like even when I was, you know, locked up or whatever, like I said, people fuck with me because I was myself. Like I never like tried to portray that I was the biggest street nigga. Like obviously I've been through it because we all in the same place, but like it's more about where you going, where you headed, like, and what you want for your future. Like, because I don't know about most people, but I think beyond my life, like I want my kids, my grandkids, my kids, my grandkids' kids, like to, you know what I'm saying, revere what I did and to come back, you know what I'm saying? Like he was somebody who wasn't scared, like who wasn't scared to take initiative and lead by example. So sometimes you got to do that.
Straight up. All right, so we talking about music and stuff. So it's like, you know, you are a rapper too, you know what I'm saying? Drue da Vinci, yes, sir. So I just wanted to ask a little bit, like, you know, what's been going on with, like, you know, what's been going on with your career and everything? Like, you know, you getting back into making music. I mean, I know you been switching up a little bit in terms of like, you know, like the type of music that you're releasing. So just give us an update on like a little bit about what's going on and everything.
So I actually got your favorite song, Digital Criminal.
Yes, sir.
I got a video coming out to that.
Okay,
I'm really gonna release the trailer next week. And I feel like we had the same conversation last time, like about that same song. So I'm glad like it could all come 360.
Yeah.
I got another single, might come out in August. It's all Spanish.
Oh yeah.
It's in Spanish for real. Like I
didn't. Bro, when you learn Spanish?
Like in the joint for real. Like I mean, you know, as a Shamley kid, like and a managed student, like okay, German like is literally ingrained in you. Like
right.
But like I took the trip to Germany, like, and that opened my eyes to
real, like
how people are literally different in different cultures in different places. And from there, I just started trying to learn everything, like French, Spanish, whatever the fuck. But specifically in the joint, it's a lot of Spanish folks, like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. I mean, you know how they do them the same way they do us.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I just befriended a lot of them, and it ended up being like part of my daily life, just learning Spanish.
And that's
changing
dope.
my I mean, like I said, it's like a flower that grows from concrete. You got to take the worst situations and make the best out of it.
Nah, for real, man. That's dope, bro. Because I, you know, I took German too, and like you know, I stopped after 10th grade and stuff, but it's like, you know, once I got to college, I was doing like international affairs and stuff. So it's like I had to take a language. So I was actually taking Arabic for a little bit, and I even went to Morocco to I was out there like 3 weeks and stuff. But it's like you were saying, and actually like I went to Germany and stuff as like when I was younger, still in the magnet program and stuff. But it's like going on that trip really like it completely like changed my view of life. Like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of like, or just new perspective. It's like these are real life people on the whole other side of the world, like in terms of like you know, for a lot of the people we met out there, we were the first Americans they had ever met, you know what I'm saying? And it's like you really got to realize, like, you know, like you really do have a responsibility, like when you go out to these places a little bit. I mean, like obviously you still want to see stuff, but it's like when you encounter these people, it's like, you know, you do want to leave a good impression, because a lot of people, especially in these other countries, like, you know, the same way we see other countries and be like, oh, you know, they live in like this and stuff, you know, like, you know what I'm saying? They have these like preconceived notions of what an American is. Like usually they think it's like a stuck up person, or like, you know, we think we better than everybody and stuff. But it's like, you know, going over there and realizing that, like, you know, just being a genuine person and stuff like that translates to any language, any culture, any place in the world, you know what I'm saying? And people will always realize that, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't gotta portray no image and stuff, but it's like you could really change somebody's whole viewpoint of, you know, Americans in general, and just like, you know, just people, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you realize have the power to, you're really a diplomat going over there, like in the bigger scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? Especially doing like a study abroad and stuff. Like it's just a cool experience, man. And that's another thing. Like I posted something on Instagram about this one day. It's like you realize, I think one of the biggest things people like need to like realize is like, you know, you should want to be adaptable, you know what I'm saying, or be versatile, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't just gotta be like, you know, you're, like I said, like it's like your personality can be one thing, one place, but it's like your personality you want to make sure that it can translate to other places, you know what I'm saying? Like even in places you're not comfortable, even in places that's new and everything. And I feel like that's one of the biggest things that, like, you know, hurts people. I mean, especially like Americans in general, but even just like Black people, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and I feel like that comes from like, you know, I'm all about me, like, you know what I'm saying, in terms of, and it's not enough like I was saying, like that's one of the biggest things facing us, and I feel like we definitely have to get out that mode of like, because I feel like it's instinctual, it's kind of like survival mode, like, you know what I'm saying?
Survival instinct, like,
yeah, like I gotta protect myself, and so like I don't want to help the next person, like, you know what I'm saying, because I'm only worried about me, you know what I'm saying? So and that, you know, that's part of like, you know, trauma and stuff and everything, like
definitely, man. And just like people say generational wealth, like there's also generational trauma, like in the book, The Medical Apartheid, that I said, like, I forget the word, but it's like a phobia, like the fear of doctors. I feel like Black people generationally have that sometimes. Like your granddad was scared of the doctor, your great granddad was scared of the doctor and the dentist, because they experimented or whatever, you know what I'm saying, happened between them. So it just trickles down. But to rewind back on what you said, you kind of like a diplomat or ambassador for where you come from. Like, and I don't represent, like, I may not represent the United States, like, but I represent like Atlanta and my family.
Yeah,
you know, so like, it's that, like you said, it's those preconceived notions. Like when I went, they was just like, "Are you a gangster? Like, are you a like?"
Literally, bro. Literally.
I'm like, nah. Is that like
I'm
what y'all
chill,
think? Like,
yeah, I'm just calm. Like,
y'all thought when y'all seen me, like. So, like you said, it's a responsibility to be adaptable and to show these people, like Black people across the world, have that same class that they don't show on that. They only show when they want to show it. Like they show it for Obama, but they don't show it for Lil Wayne. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like they show it for, I don't know, they show it for Akon. I mean, and he deserves it, but they don't show it for like NBA Youngboy, because like, just because anybody can paint that picture on you, but now you got home, like, I'm different.
Nah, I definitely feel that, man. So you know, also, you know, considering talking about the Black community and everything, there's this notion coming around of like, you know, things are anti-Black, and you know, like when people think of that. So I wanted to ask you, like, what would you define as anti-Black, or like, or could you give some examples of like things that you've seen that you would consider like anti-Black? And like, this could be from Black people too, because I definitely feel like there are some Black people like who do like uphold like things of white supremacy and stuff like that and everything.
Yeah, I mean, damn near everything is anti-Black. Like, I mean, it's like when we say that the system is literally set up against us, like that's not a joke. Like,
yeah,
something specific I will point to, like that's been coming to my mind recently, is like the TikTok issue. Like how I seen the TikTok of the creator. He was trying to like do something with the creator fund, and he tried to put like, I want to raise awareness for Black voices, and they wouldn't put it first.
I know exactly what you're talking about, bro. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And then like, just overall, I mean, it's obvious. And I got a friend, Tech with X. Her name is @Tech with X on Instagram, but she works with that like bias in social media and groups, like how it like transforms, like how Black people are literally marginalized everywhere, even in shit that's like, this shit don't even make sense. Shit just started like less than 15, 20 years ago. How is it racist already? But yeah, that's one of the main things I would point to specifically that's anti-Black right now.
Yeah, going off what you were talking about in terms of like bias and stuff, like I do some like similar work to that and stuff, and it's like, a lot of like, just in terms of like, in my opinion, we start off as like a blank slate and everything, and then it's like, our experiences are what shape us and everything and stuff. But like there really are like some things in the brain that literally like, as you come up and stuff, it's like certain things will like leave an imprint, like like say, and like media and like is one of the biggest things, like what I'm saying. And it's like even us growing up and stuff, like what I'm saying, there are things that we saw how Black people were portrayed and stuff, and like we kind of continue those things, like what I'm saying. Let me think of an example. Just even like seeing like a group of Black people outside, like just like loitering or something, what I'm saying. And it's like we subconsciously are like, oh damn, like I hope I don't get robbed or something, like and it's like, why is that? This is my neighborhood, like what I'm saying. And it's like people don't really realize that like it obviously happens to white people and all these other races and stuff, but like it happens to Black people too. And it's like it's really subconscious, because like we really get like propagandized or whatever the word is, like it's really propaganda set up to like make us hate our own and stuff, like what I'm saying. And it's like, and it's literally the same thing that happens to white people, but it happens to us, and we don't even really like realize it, and we continue to like uphold these things. And it's like it shouldn't be like that, like what I'm saying. Like even before like all the like, even before like police killing Black people became a big thing, it's like it was like before, like people had different views of the police and stuff, but it's like I feel like as we're getting older and everything now, we're like, wow, like the system really is like crazy, like what I'm saying. This really been going on, and that's why I feel like people gotta educate themselves, man. Like for real, it's just way too much free resources out there, like what I'm saying, to not, like what I'm saying. And obviously, I mean, one of my things is like, if you have the knowledge to give to somebody, you should give it. But don't get me wrong, there's definitely resources for people to go out and do that stuff themselves, you know what I'm saying? And like, not enough people doing the research, man, for real.
Not enough people are doing the research, but I mean, me as someone like who pursues knowledge, like I've always been a self-taught person, like taught myself most things that I know, like most things that I know to be true. Like, I mean, school really doesn't teach you anything but how to memorize shit anyway.
Nah, so for real, especially the whole like high school, everything before high school, like what I'm saying, and even college, it's like it's a lot of like unnecessary knowledge that we learn. But yeah, continue what you were saying.
With that being said, like Dave Chappelle, something that resonated with me. Like, we gotta praise the people that are strong enough, to do what's needed to progress. And we got to forgive the people that can't, because not everybody is strong enough. Yeah. And I agree to an extent, like about like tabula rasa, like how you start out as a blank slate.
Yeah.
But also like, now that I'm an uncle, which is crazy for me, like I got a niece and a nephew now. Like I already see traits in my siblings that I see, and you know what I'm saying? My niece and my nephew. So it's like, damn, I know some people just were not born equipped You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it takes us holding their hand through that process, then so be it. But like, if we're not gonna make it together, then we're not gonna make it at all. So like that self-hate thing is very convoluted, and it's very like, and it's so easy to like see when somebody's hating themselves, but from the inside out, like it's difficult as fuck. Cause I feel like we've all been at that point where even me, like certain things, I'm still at that point, like, damn, like as a Black person, like succumbing to my own stereotypes. Like, cause I'm not like, so like I said, you just gotta forgive the people that can't, you know what I'm saying? If we gotta hold everybody's hand through the process, we all gotta make it still. Like, even if we gotta go there and come back, go to the promised land, whatever that is, and come back and get others, like we gotta make it our responsibility to lead by example, like make sure that people know what the truth is and to stand in the truth.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%, man. So like also another thing, like kind of going off that is like, you know, they're like, so let me use like Dr. Umar as an example. Like, you know, this is somebody who's one of like, you know, one of the more prominent, like, you know, Black power people and stuff. But like, you know, there's also a certain sect of people who are literally like, oh, well, he said some like questionable things in the past and stuff. So it's like, I kind of wanted to ask you, like, because, you know, people are basically like, oh, how do you listen to him? He's canceled or something. So I kind of wanted to ask you about like cancel culture within like the Black community and stuff. And like, because I feel like it's a lot of Black folks who are quick to cancel.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you how you feel.
It's some people that definitely deserve it. Like, sorry to say it, but R. Kelly, like, and Bill Cosby,
yeah,
like,
nah.
those,
they're canceled.
like,
yeah, they're canceled.
It's some people that definitely deserve it. It's some people that's like, their actions like might be forgivable, like Doja Cat, for example, like that's clearly self-hate, and I'm not here to like judge what ethnicity she actually is.
Yeah,
but like to me, I looked at her and saw a Black woman when I first saw her. So like when I heard,
I didn't even know she wasn't Black.
Yeah, like when I seen the self-hate thing or whatever the fuck, or like she was on the thing, it was just like, so there's that questionable part, like when do you forgive people? And then there's like the people like it's just so fucking trivial, like I don't even know, like KD, for example, like this shit really, like people try and promote him everywhere, every chance they can, but like he really didn't do anything wrong personally. But that's on the light spectrum. But it's getting bad. Like, I mean, Cat Williams, he said something great. He was like, all the things that's really, you really want to say, like you can still say, like you can call somebody a bitch, like that ain't you can call somebody a bitch ass nigga as long as you Black, like that's not gonna change your funniness. Like if you wasn't able to convey your message without that, then
I feel that, because I definitely remember seeing him talking about that recently and stuff, how it's like you know, like, you know, basically like culture is changing and stuff, like, you know, so basically you got to be more politically correct and stuff. So it's like if you're a comedian and you can't get with that, then you're not as funny as you think. That's what he was saying, basically.
Exactly. If you got to poke fun at disabled people or LGBTQ people or anything that's like somebody can't help, like you tripping. But people are trying to cancel you for the littlest shit, like.
Yeah, and my thing is like just sometimes it's like I don't know. For me, it's like I feel like, you know, there are times when you just got to separate the message from the messenger. You know what I'm saying? It's like if somebody's give you the knowledge, you know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like, you know, something that they said in the past doesn't have anything to do with, you know, if somebody's literally trying to enlighten you and give you some knowledge, like it's okay to listen. It's like you don't have to be like, nah, I can't, let me turn this off because I don't like what he said in the past. And like you know what I'm saying, that like we was talking about, it's like people so quick to, I mean, people won't do the research and stuff when like the stuff will literally be right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because you got some preconceived notion of, oh, now I got to cancel this man, yada yada. And it's like, and these people be like spitting facts, not even just Umar, but even like what was it? What's another dude? You can still gain some valuable information from people, like no matter who they are. At the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? And you probably seen this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people in prison and stuff is like, you don't have to. These people still got wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then
But
you can
like,
learn something from everybody. You can learn something from a homeless man on the street. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Two perfect examples to me of having to separate the message from the messenger is Kanye West, because like goddamn, like, and Azalea Banks, like it seemed like it's either genius that comes out of both of their mouths or idiot, like one of the two. You can't even like you have to separate the mess, and they haven't done anything like inherently wrong. Like they just said a lot of stupid shit, and they said a lot of great shit too. So it's like,
but have you ever seen Kanye's interview with Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan? Hell no.
Oh no, you gotta watch it, bro. Like it really like gives you like a view into Kanye's mind, because this man, they said that man talking 3D, like just but now you should definitely watch it. I recommend it. I mean, it's probably like an hour or something, but it's like it's a good conversation. Like you definitely get like more, you understand more of the method to the madness a little bit.
And people like the greatest people are the most like called the most insane, like from Tupac, like boom, like goddamn, like play some insane, did some insane things, got to a great place, like Bob Marley, Gandhi, like the list goes on of people, Marcus Garvey, people that they said was like insane, crazy, you can't do this. Karl Marx, like go outside of being black, like this is not possible, like in the realm of achievement, and they proved it anyway. Like, so it kind of takes that crazy, like the thing I sent you, damn, the video about the Nigerian dude with the ants.
Yep.
Sometimes I'm willing to be that outlier, like, and willing to sound crazy to progress. But
because people be so quick to label somebody crazy or like, throw it off or something, when it's like maybe you just don't understand what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? Or like you can't grasp the concepts and stuff. But yeah, like you're talking about Gandhi and stuff. Like people even be trying to like retroactively cancel Gandhi and stuff like that. But I'm like, this dude literally inspired Martin Luther King, who's revered as one of the most important people in Black history ever. Like he's like, Martin Luther King has literally said, like, yes, I took all of my stuff from Gandhi in terms of like the whole concept of nonviolence and everything like that. Like I definitely, I'm trying to, I want to get into like reading more Gandhi and stuff, to like at least see like what he was saying at the time, because I've only seen like, I've seen like just excerpts and stuff, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right,
one person, oh my bad.
No, continue.
Another person autobiography that inspired me, or a story that has inspired me, is Rick James too. And Trevor Noah. Both of them got stories.
I love like, Trevor Noah.
Like we're talking about like Trevor Noah's autobiography. Shout out to Lily Mosley because she sent me that book. Trevor Noah's autobiography inspired me infinitely, like, and definitely what we're talking about now, like just not being afraid to be that one, like do something different and step outside, like embodies that.
And that's the whole concept of even ExZentric, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, just trying to be outside the box, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just and like, it's cool to do that. Like the like my tagline is kind of like not just dot like, you know what I'm saying? It's like people can like, we're Black, but we're not just Black, we're more than that. And like, or just anything, like you're not just a rapper, you're not just an intellect, like, you know what I'm saying? It's about like being multifaceted and stuff, you know what I'm saying, for real.
I'm trying to be like you, be a scientist, like be a foreign language.
Hey man,
I'm trying to do something crazy next, something they never thought I could do. Like,
bro, no funny. I'm actually about to go to Europe in October to get my master's. So
and you already finished early. You on it, Cam?
Man, I'm trying, bro. Shout out dual enrollment. But yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be dope because like I said, when I went to Morocco, I was only out there like 3 weeks or something. But when I go out there, I'm going to Malta, which is in like the Mediterranean. So it's like an island in the middle of the Mediterranean. It's between like North Africa and like Italy. But I'm gonna be out there 8 months. And so like I'm definitely looking.
I heard their food is bussing. Like,
bro, I've been looking at a whole bunch of travel vlogs and stuff. They're like, you gotta eat this, you gotta go there and everything. So I'm excited, bro. Even the fam finna come out. I mean, finna come with me when I like move in and stuff. So they definitely excited for that too. And it like for me, I know it's just gonna be like a whole like self-discovery thing for real. Like, because for me, like when I graduated and stuff, before COVID, because I was actually supposed to go last year. Like, I wanted to just like, knock out all my school and then take a gap year, you know what I'm saying? In terms of like, and that would be, I would do like some soul searching and everything like that, or like, just more self-discovery, maybe try and travel, do like some mission work and stuff. But because I basically got my gap year in between them, I'm like, I didn't really know what to expect. Cause I'm like, you taking a year off from school is like, will I want to go back to school? Like, things like that. But it's like, for me, I started working like at my school where I graduated from, like doing like research and like on like conflict analysis and resolution and like talking about trauma in the brain and stuff. And it's like it's just been a different journey of self-discovery from like what I originally envisioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I definitely realized like I do still have like a thirst for knowledge. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely know that there's still some things that I want to learn and experience, and so like it's definitely been like a interesting year, but it's like I'm definitely excited to get started, because it's like, bro, at this point I've been waiting like over a year and some change, so it's gonna be dope.
I can't wait to see what you do, because I already know you finna go crazy,
man. I'm gonna try, bro. It's like I'm like, am I even gonna want to come back to America? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I know. I got a friend right now. She talking about she gonna stay where she at. She moved out. She a teacher in Korea. DJ. She like, and she love it. Like, and then when you get out there, you really get in your emotion. Like, I'm one of one here.
Yeah,
like,
bro, for real. Man.
But you deserve it,
bro. But actually, the craziest thing about all this is like, our last name is Kasser and stuff. Kasser is Maltese. Wow. Yeah, that's where the name like originated from, bro. And so it's like, yeah, it was like some destiny stuff, bro, for real. Yeah. Because like Kasser is like, apparently it's like a prominent name out there. Like it's like Smith out there for real. Yeah, which is crazy. And so like and like really recently, I actually been doing like research and stuff on our name, and like our name, it came from like when they was like it was like when like the Islamic influence was in Malta and stuff, because Malta is like a hella multicultural place. But basically, I think we Moors, like I think like our family history traces back to the Moors and stuff, because like I said, North Africa is right there, and like a lot of people traveled from North Africa. I mean, like the Arabs in North Africa traveled to Malta and stuff from there. So it's like, it really is crazy. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to like, learning and stuff, but even just like, doing more research and stuff, like, trying to trace the roots back and everything.
That's elite level genealogy, my boy. You talk about from Moors, like,
nah, for real, man. That's why I'm like, man, gotta be destined for something for real. Cause I mean, that's nothing. Folks don't even be knowing about the Moors, and it's like, it's a lot of people who actually got like them roots and stuff for real.
Yeah. I mean, and shit. I mean, most likely a lot of people got more of it, but that's that hidden history, that they don't teach you. Like the Moors, they'll teach you the Egyptians or whatever, and then even then, they'll say white. They won't teach you about like Babylon or like.
But the Moors were the people that like literally brought like sanitation and stuff to Europe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they're literally the ones that like taught them a lot of this stuff. Like for real, like they're like noble. They was like noble people for real. But it's like, even have you heard of Othello, like Shakespeare and everything?
And the fact that Othello was black, like,
yeah, he was a Moor. That's what they say.
That story came from that, like, Moorish. Even Shakespeare, like,
exactly,
one of the most renowned writers, knows how powerful that is. Like, that speaks to itself.
Nah, facts, man. All right, so I want to ask you a little bit, like, we was kind of touched on religion and stuff just now, but so I kind of wanted to ask you, like, do you feel like religion has been like has it helped the Black community, or do you feel like it's hindered in terms of, and like I'm mainly talking about like Christianity and stuff, because like the majority of Black people is Christians and stuff. So I kind of want to ask you, like, how do you feel like that has influenced the Black community?
Man, that's a crazy question you just asked right there, and I'm gonna probably have to disappoint a lot of people by saying this overall hurts. Like, just from the beginning, like from its inception, as far as like slave masters teaching us, this is why we treat you the way you do. And we spoke on generational trauma, generational wealth. Like that's another thing that's generational. Now, overall, I started being a musician in the church, so I could never like downplay its
downplay the church,
positive impact on the Black community. But just overall, I feel like, and no diss to whatever that is, like, and whoever does it, but it's mostly been used as brainwashing. Not saying it's that, but it started as that when they gave it to us. Like, we don't even want y'all to feel like this has been the trick from the beginning. Like, it's literally the oldest trick in the book. So it's like, kind of, you gotta see your spirituality for what you take it as. Like, even, you know what I'm saying, Islam, like I said, Malcolm X is that's my favorite book, one of my most identified people with. I take lessons from that, take lessons from Christianity. I grew up in the church, take lessons from everything. But overall, for the Black community, it ain't time to let it go, but it's just time to look at it from a rational perspective. Like,
but that's really exactly how I feel. Like you know, I've recently, like, you know, been learning more about like Eastern religions and stuff like that, or even just looking at like the history of Christianity and stuff. And it's like, well, I mean, and like, this is Christianity and Islam, and mind you, like, just preface, I'm not trying to you know, downplay these religions like you were saying and stuff, but it's like, you know, these are monotheistic religions and stuff. So like, they believe in one God and stuff. So like, people don't really realize that like it's a lot easy, like it became prominent because it was a means of control. Like, you know, when it started in Rome or wherever, like, you know what I'm saying, that became the prominent. I mean, they used to be like, I forgot what they were before and stuff, but it's like, or they was like pagan religions and stuff, but it's like, they realized that, okay, Christianity, wow, this is one religion. Wow, this is going to be kind of easy to control our people under it. And then it's like, it became like and then they turned it into like okay, submit or die type stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you don't,
worse than death, go to hell. Like, that's
worse.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you don't submit, you're gonna die, or if you don't, you're going to hell and stuff. And like, just even like just like cause I've recently been reading this book on like it's called Journey of Souls, and it kind of just talks about like, you know, just the whole like what we think of as death and everything is just like, it's just completely different from like, you know, what we were taught, especially like within the church and everything, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, and like, this is another thing, like, bro, like Christianity, it's an old religion. It's one of the older religions, but then think about like Hinduism and like Buddhism were literally around 2,500 years before that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Ancient. And it's like, it's crazy because these religions are the ones that talk about like, you know, karmic cycles and like, you know, like reincarnation and things like that. And like, you know, looking inward to find God and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't got to look to the stars to find God and stuff. And it's like, it's kind of crazy because I tweeted this recently. I'm like, to me, it just seemed like these make more sense in terms of like, once you like really like start to like wake up and like do some knowledge, you start to realize like, you're like, wow, like this kind of might make sense, because now I don't even know if I necessarily even believe in like the concept of hell and things like that. Like, I just really feel like, you know, I mean, like, you know, we're spiritual people, and like, you know, we're living a human experience to gain knowledge for our souls. Like, you know, basically this is like this human experience is like soul food. Like, you know what I'm saying? For real, like it's food for the soul to make sure that like, you know, we learn the lessons and stuff, and then we take that into, so like, you know, because there are even things like such as past lives and everything and stuff like that. Like, you know, our souls transfer bodies and stuff like over time and stuff like, and it just makes a lot more sense, like in terms of like when I've been like starting to do the research and stuff. And it's like, I wonder, just imagine like, you know, what would things be like if like, say Black religions and stuff, like, you know, we're based around these, like, you know, like looking inward in terms of like, because it's so many Black people that like literally like enforce, you know, Christianity on their children and stuff. And like, you know, some people go with it, but then some like want to rebel against it and stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what turns into a lot of this stuff, is like people have lost, like, they don't want to be involved with the church anymore and stuff. But it's like, because they're like, oh, I don't know if God is real or all this stuff, when it's like, really, you got to look inward, like, you know, to find that stuff for real.
It's like with specifically religion, not spirituality, the message is well intentioned, but like the execution over thousands of years back, and like has been toxic, like for lack of a better word, like because take Palestine for example, like ain't no fucking reason motherfuckers should be fighting over, you know what I'm saying, a strip of land, like, you know, like for this long, like it's almost frustrating to where it's like, get over yourself.
Yeah. What are we fighting for?
And I don't want to be like pretentious or anything, but it's just like looking inward. And if people look more inward to find their own peace, like I feel like they will understand more like of what the message is. Like instead of looking outward to different things, to different places, to this, to that, you just look inside yourself and you find what you need. And that's what journey everybody is on, a self-discovery journey. Like every day is a new day. You learn something new. I know learn something new about myself every day.
Yeah.
So,
bro, and like, you know, it's just like it's just an interesting concept to me because it's like, you know, this information has always been around and stuff, but it's like, you know, as you get older, I guess you start to like really start to realize you just start to realize this stuff and everything. So let me ask you this. This is an interesting question. And like, you know, we don't really know the answer and stuff, but it's like a philosophical question. It's like, do you think we're the body or are we the mind? Like in terms of like, you know, the human experience. Like, do you think we're like, do you get what I'm asking?
I kind of feel I definitely feel what you're saying. Like, and I feel like we're the mind because our mind, like we're the ones fucking it up. Like on a whole global warming tip, like shout out to your sister too. Like we're literally the ones fucking it up. And society is weird to like, we made all of this shit up. Like we made society up, like humans, us as humans. Straight and up. We accept some of that shit and we don't like other shit. But it's like, we don't change the shit as a collective. The shit we don't like, we continue not to change. Like we continue to let the minority like control us with money, capitalism. Right. But it's like at the same time, like, no, like we're definitely the mind and we got to change our motherfucking mind. Like we got to change this shit. Like, because we have the sentience, like dogs have personalities and straight up monkeys have personalities and but they don't have the conscious to sit here and be like, okay, we're going to grow trees right here specifically so we can, they're just going through the circle of life. But we have the power to say, damn, we could continue the circle of life in a better, much more improved way.
Yeah. But I would say we're the mind too, because like I said, like, you know, we're just, these bodies are just like, you know, these are just part of the experience, you know what I'm saying? But it's our conscious and stuff that like turns us into the people that we are or the people that we're supposed to be. And, you know, like you said, like we're the ones that, because like also that book I was talking about, it's like, it talks about like how like, you know, when spirits are like coming back to earth and stuff, like they know like, you know, they might end up suffering on earth and stuff, you know, because society has created these, you know, we haven't created a peaceful society, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we've created division, all this stuff like has been created by us in terms of like, you know, competing for resources or like just things like that. And it's like that all of that is human constructs, like, you know what I'm saying? And like
literally.
And like the body, I feel like the body is just here. Like it's not us. I mean, it's us obviously, but it's not our essence, if you get what I'm saying.
I mean, the body is everything we see aside from us, like fucking the trees, the squirrels, the grass.
Bro, like we're literally, people don't really realize, bro, we are like everything we see around us, like that's us, like, you know what I'm saying? We're our, like the universe is literally like, we are a part of the universe, and like, you know, everything we see is an expansion of that, you know what I'm saying? For real. Well, yeah, my boy, I just appreciate you coming on though. We had us a good little conversation, man, for real. We gonna
anytime, like shit, I'm trying to go to Morocco too. Fuck, I mean, not Morocco.
Hey man,
Maltese.
Yeah, Malta. Yeah, Malta. My fam coming around Christmas. I mean, hey, but I'm gonna be out there. So if anybody want to catch a flight out there, man, we gonna have a good time.
Once I get this monkey off my back, man, it's over with. I'm going everywhere possible.
Got you, my boy. Nah, but you built for traveling and stuff, like, you know what I'm saying? You're an adaptable personality, like you're gonna be good anywhere, bro, for real.
It's just like, man, you got to see all that stuff, man. The dude I just did the Spanish song with, the name of it is Casamigos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, nah, buddy, he Argentinian, Venezuelan. Like, I do the Spanish song. I did the Spanish song at a show at our bar.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, damn, the effort to even go up there and try to do a Spanish song when that's not your first language.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of my teachers, my Spanish teachers, and the people who encouraged me to do the song, like, they applauded me for the bravery. Like, you just gotta be brave. Like,
yeah,
have faith in yourself.
Nah, you got you, bro. And that's all that matters. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you got faith in yourself, bro, you can accomplish anything, bro. You can't listen to the outside noise and all that stuff, bro, for real, because you know the mind is the most powerful thing, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It can hurt you or it can boost you, like, you know what I'm saying? But all the answers are within us and all the power is within us, man, for real.
And we're gonna tap into it.
Yes, sir, Ski, my boy. All right, buddy. We gonna talk soon then, bro.
All right, then, my G. Hey, be safe out there.
All right, for sure, bro.